Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is just going to be a very brief lecture just on researching careers because I feel like a lot of my students get a little intimidated when it comes to researching their career. The biggest concern I hear mostly is that I don't know what career I want to go into, so how do I know if I'm doing the research on the right career? And the answer is you won't know. And there is no right answer. It's really just what you want. So you can look up any career you want. I'm going to have you do three careers for that reason because most people, I think, at this point in the game do not know definitively what they want to do. And for those of you that do know, then I'd still like you to look up three, but you can look them all up kind of in the same area. It's fine. So, for example, if you have no idea what you want to do, but at one point in time you thought maybe a police officer might be the thing, then do police officer. But then take a look at your results for all the tests that we've taken so far for the MBTI, um, for I guess we're going to be doing the self-directed search this week. So for the self-directed search, and also for True Colors or any other assessments. If you took the Holland assessment, great. If not, then just look through your notes and figure out what your Holland code is and maybe look stuff up by that way. So look over what kind of careers work best for your personality type and then start researching some of those careers. I don't care which three you choose, it's up to you. So they can all be related, they can all be very different. There's no rules here. Like any three careers you want that you want to look up, go for it. This is your chance. The idea here is that you're learning how to do career research so that way even after the semester is over that you'll still be able to use your skills in terms of researching careers to continue to look for and find the right career. So why do you want to research a career in the first place? Let's talk about that. I mean, it's like a no-brainer, like, yeah, you want to know more about it. But there's more to it than that. And that's kind of why I really was hoping that you guys would do the informational interviews as well, because I think talking to somebody in the field is also really important. So even if you don't get a chance to do that during the summer session, I really strongly urge you to find somebody in the profession that you are interested in going into, especially if you're really serious about it, and ask them what it's really like, because nobody really knows what it's like as much as somebody who's actually doing it right now. They can tell you the current issues and problems with that position or that job, and what's really great about it. So you definitely do want to talk to people in that field. But if you haven't yet, or you just don't have time right now, or you didn't do the extra credit, that's okay. Just know that that's a really big part that I wish that you had a chance to do this summer. But if you don't have time to do it now, just make sure you do it at some point. But the next best thing to that is to research the career fully. What you want to look into is you want to look into information that is gathered by the government about these jobs, because the government actually keeps pretty close tabs on different professions and they do research on them to kind of see how many people are doing this job, how much money is made by this job. So all the data is compiled and put out on these websites that are completely free if you know where to look. So I've given you two of them in the assignment. One is ONET, and the other one is the occupational, I always get this wrong, Occupational Outlook Handbook. Both of them give you the same type of information. I also said that you could look things up using Focus to Career because you've already used that. So some of you guys might feel more comfortable just going ahead and continuing to use that. But I'm going to tell you that ONET and Occupational Outlook Handbook are going to be better resources for certain things for this assignment. But in terms of overall, I think all three of them are good. So you might want to look at all three for the profession that you're really interested in. So the reason why ONET and the Occupational Outlook Handbook are a little better than just using Focus to Career is because Focus to Career literally just uses the information from ONET or Occupational Outlook Handbook. They're basically the same information. It's published by the government. So it's going to tell you like how many people were hired this year, how many people were fired this year, how much money did those people make, by location too. So like if you live in this area, you'll make this much. If you live in that area, you'll make that much. So it's kind of good to get a feel for just those numbers of and the biggest one is the projected outlook or the projected growth for the job. And that's one of the questions you have to answer. There's actually a set list of questions that you need to answer for each one. If you just go to ONET and type in the job description, so let's say I want to be a teacher and I went to ONET and typed in teacher, I'd probably get tons of results of different kinds of teaching. So if there's a specific one, you might want to click on that. But if it's, if it's a kindergarten teacher, you might want to put kindergarten or elementary school so you can get the right amount of money, because it's different for kindergarten teachers versus seventh grade teacher versus high school teacher versus a college instructor. Okay, so you want to try to get the job description that's closest to the one that you actually want. What I think the biggest issue that people run into when they're doing this type of research is that they're using the wrong search term. So for example, I had a student who wanted to be a park ranger really bad, and he would put park ranger into the software and into ONET, and nothing would come back. And he asked me what's going on. I'm like, well, it's probably called something else. And actually it ended up being like forestry. Like that was what the occupation was called, was forestry. So okay, so we looked up at forestry. Next thing you know, we got all the information we need. So the key is to figure out what the right search term actually is. And if you're struggling to figure it out, please text me. I will help you. We'll figure it out together, because there's a lot of job descriptions out there. I don't know what all of them are, and I don't know the right term for everyone, but I can try my best to help you figure it out if you are struggling. But one good way to figure it out would be just to go to ONET and type in something and then see if what comes up instead, because sometimes that's telling of what it's actually called. But I like, if you go in and put in psychologist, you're probably going to get a pretty good result. You go in and put police officer, you're going to get a pretty simple result. So most things are pretty self-explanatory, but if you do have one of those careers where it's a little complicated, there's no shame in asking for help, okay? So please ask for help if you need it. You just need to answer those sets of questions for each of the three professions for the research project, and that's it. It's really just you getting a feel for stuff. And like I said, ONET is a really good place to look. Now, I would look at Focus to Career a little bit too and put in that career, because you might find, what I notice about that particular resource is that it's really great at giving you additional jobs that are similar to the one you're looking at. So like if I put in psychology, it would say, did you know there's a lot of different types of psychologists? Here's the list of all these different psychologists, and I would start to see all these different things. So I could look up those jobs too if I wanted to. So if you're struggling also to find the right search term, you might just try plugging it in Focus to Career. Now, please make sure that you read the directions that go with the career assignment. I do have I guess a little bit of an instructional on how to actually go in and do the research in Focus to Career or in ONET or in the Occupational Outlook Handbook. So please make sure you read through that first. It's not part of the assignment. It's directly above the assignments, and above that assignment, if you go to the module for week 4, it's directly above that. So yeah, just make sure that you access that and take a look at it. And read through it, because it will help you with your research. So that is it, and hopefully you won't have any more questions, but I'm really excited for you because I want you to learn more about these jobs that you're super interested in. And you know what, even if you find out as a result of doing this research that you were barking up the wrong tree as the wrong job for you, that's still making progress, because now you've just checked off something. Nope. So sometimes figuring out the right thing means just like disregarding a bunch of stuff that's wrong. If you know the stuff that is wrong, then that's half the battle right there. You're a little bit closer to figuring out what's right for you. Okay, so it doesn't have to all be solved. You don't have to know everything about the career or know that it's the right one for you at this point. Okay, so that's why you're researching 3 different careers, because I want you to get information for not just one job. All right. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye. See you next time.